All right, why don't we get started here? Well, thank you all very much for joining us today. I'm absolutely delighted to be here. For those of you who aren't sure who the guy behind the microphone is, my name is Franco Vaccarino, and I have the great pride and privilege of serving as the president and vice chancellor of this absolutely terrific university. So again, welcome everyone to this great new venue. It's our first test run for this facility. And I know that last year people really loved the tropical theme. We had the temperature up and stuff. So I apologize for not having the tropical theme this year, but this place looks absolutely transformed. But great to have you all here. Let me begin by acknowledging that we're meeting on the ancestral lands of the Adirondacks people in the treaty lands and territory of the Mississaugas of the Credit. Today, this gathering place is home to many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit peoples, and acknowledging them reminds us of our important connection to this land where we learn and where we work. So again, welcome everyone. I've mentioned about the venue. One of the things I was mentioning is at one of the tables I was chatting with some people, the concept of flexibility and flex space is going to be increasingly important for universities and institutions in general. So this was, for me, a very important opportunity to test kind of the broader context of this space and see what we could do with it. So I hope you're enjoying our first test run, and look forward, of course, to any feedback you have as we prepare for this event next year. But I do have to say that this event, and I've mentioned this last year, and I'll mention it again, is for me a hallmark event for the university. I think it speaks volumes about our commitment to community and our connection with community. And so this is a tradition that I definitely want to make sure that we continue to maintain in the months and years ahead. It's also, as I said, an opportunity to actually to show off this new facility. And one of the things about this facility, it underlines our commitment to health and wellness for students, for faculty and staff, but it's also, in addition to that, it's a terrific gathering place, and it's a connector. It can be used as a connector for the University of Guelph community and the wider community. And I should mention that later today, for example, we're also using this center to welcome some close to 5,000 new students to campus for this year. So this is kind of like the Air Canada Centre, where you'll have like a hockey game and then you'll have a concert the next day and they redo it. We're kind of doing that. So at 1 o'clock today, we'll be having a Welcome to Students event in this same space. The event is also a chance to kick off the new academic year together and to celebrate our commitment and achievements demonstrated by members of our campus community. And really, in many ways, it's an opportunity for me and the broader team to say thank you to you. This university is doing very, very well. We're among the very, very best comprehensive universities in the country, and it's in no small part thanks to the efforts and amazing work that's carried out by the team here. So really, this is an opportunity to a bit of a punctuation mark in our year as we kick it off, and also an opportunity to say thank you. It's also an opportunity for me to share with you here a few key initiatives that we have been moving forward on and that affect our community. So I thought I'd just share some quick highlights for you of things that are going on. First of all, our strategic mandate agreement, and I see our provost, Professor Charlotte Yates, here with us. This strategic mandate agreement with the province describes our academic vision for the next few years and defines what makes the University of Guelph unique. I have to tell you, it's a document that will outline our plans to the government, to the provincial government, for the years ahead. It's exciting, it's bold, and it truly is forward-looking. So it's the kind of plan that will make sure that we stay on the cutting edge of the educational scene. We keep raising the bar, and we continue to grow as a destination of choice, and that's really exemplified in that agreement. The other another piece is the strategic research plan. which lays out our research and scholarship path for the next 5 years. Malcolm Campbell, our VP Research, is in the UK on University Business, can't be with us, but again, it's very, very important. As you can imagine, our research profile together with our teaching activities in many ways underlie our reputation. And it's one of the draws for students, one of the draws for families as well when we're thinking about where their children, where they're encouraging their children to go to. So this is all very, very important to us, and they're both excellent plans. We also continue to open ourselves to the world, and increasingly with respect to our international research and teaching focus. We really do believe, and I know that this is shared with so many of you, that a global outlook to some of the world's most intriguing and important challenges is absolutely critical. And our Food for Thought, Food from Thought project is a terrific example of exactly that. It was announced last fall. And really the goal of it, it's a very high bar again, is intended to help feed our growing world in sustainable ways. It's not just about how much food we produce, but how we produce it. We need to produce it in a way that's actually sustainable in the years to come. The University of Guelph is absolutely at the front of the pack in terms of leading that work. Welcoming the world means also welcoming many ways of thinking, different ways of thinking, new ideas, varying cultures, and that spirit of fostering a culture of inclusion is captured in our inclusion framework and our gender equity initiatives. Those initiatives, we all really need to underscore the fact that the University of Guelph is an inclusive campus that values everyone's contributions and that encourages diverse perspectives. And the reason that's important is that at the end of the day, diversity of perspectives, bringing different approaches to problems, are an absolute core driver for creativity and innovation. And so it's about our values, but it's also about having a better product, having a better outcome on the research front, on the teaching front, and in general as an institution. We're an inclusive campus, and we're also committed to a healthy workplace, something that's very important, and we kind of upped the dial a little bit on that last year because it really is something we need to pay close attention to. We talk about the value that we place on the whole person with respect to students. We talk about not just their education in the classroom, but outside the classroom, and really thinking about the broader context of health. And earlier this year in that context, we launched the Wellness at Work Initiative, a new program for faculty and staff. It's intended to support a healthy workplace at the University of Guelph through 4 pillars, and those are thinking about a healthy lifestyle, thinking about mental health and workplace culture, thinking about corporate social responsibility, and thinking about our physical environment, how we connect with our physical environment, and paying close attention to that. These are things that we value, and the point of this program is really to make sure that we maintain our focus on those pillars. The Committee of Cross-Campus Representatives has organized events and activities this year, so look out for more information on this, and I do hope that many of the faculty and staff engage in the activities related to that program. I'd also like to mention 2 key developments from this past year that we should all celebrate as a community. As you know, this year we were delighted to, and I have here in my notes, to install Chancellor Martha Billis, to welcome Martha Billis as our new Chancellor. She's the first University of Guelph graduate to be named in that position. And I have to tell you, I've had the opportunity, of course, to work with Martha since she's come on as Chancellor, and she is absolutely energized. She's excited. In her installation speech, she described herself as an ambassador to tell the University of Guelph's story to the wider world. So we really do have in Chancellor Billis a Chancellor who wants to tell our story, who wants to increase the rings of impact and influence that this university has. So we're looking forward to the months and years ahead. Now, another key development this year was the creation of the Errol Food Institute at the University of Guelph. This, as many of you have read, This was funded by the largest single gift in the history of the University of Guelph, and that was a $20 million gift from the Errol Family Foundation, and again, headed by University of Guelph graduates, Tony and Anne Errol and their family. This funding also allowed the last year's announcement of the Food from Thought initiative, which was a $77 million initiative. So that the coupling of those two initiatives has resulted in close to $100 million in food and related research here at the university. And it's also a reminder of the power of our community. Tony and Anne Errol, head of the Errol the Errol Foundation, the Errol Family Foundation, are so connected to this place. They really wanted to do something that solidified their connection and their own sense of the value that this education, the education they had here at the University of Guelph, provided them, and that resulted in this gift. So it speaks, of course, to the science and the research we're doing, but it speaks equally loudly to the power that they have in terms of their connection with the university. These developments have, of course, attracted national and international attention to the University of Guelph, and it will be increasingly important to us that we continue to share our story with the world. They also underscore the fact that the University of Guelph is a special place with truly a distinctive culture. And nurturing a distinctive culture is, of course, one of the 5 key themes in our strategic framework, and I spoke about this last year. And during that framework, with that framework, that's enabled the entire community to weigh in on our collective future and our shared narrative, our shared story for our community, who we are, what we stand for, and what our shared purpose is. And I would say staying focused on and maintaining that distinctive culture, that sense of shared purpose, is particularly important for us as we will inevitably continue to grow, continue to evolve, and in some ways continue to change with that evolution. And therefore it becomes especially important that we maintain a clear and strong focus on those core values as we go through our own evolution here. The collective purpose is stated in our newly introduced homepage. The University of Guelph, and everyone who studies here, explores here, teaches here, and works here is committed to one simple purpose, and 2 words: improve life. And I have to tell you, I've said this in a number of contexts, and I'll say it again. I love that tagline. It's simple, it's powerful, and it's exactly what we want for our students, certainly, and for our community in general, to take advantage of the opportunities, the services, the programs that we have here for our students that you are all behind, and to very simply and very effectively improve life. So I want to thank everyone again. I do have a video, a short video to play. Where's our video, folks? Right in the corner there. And I thought it would be worth sharing with this group. And why don't we hand it over to the video folks? Here, I'll move aside.
For more than 150 years, the University of Guelph has focused on life. We have educated, transformed, inspired, and created new knowledge. During the strategic renewal process, we also surveyed students, alumni, external stakeholders, faculty, and staff. The feedback was tremendous and passionate, including your thoughts on how we communicate. To that end, the University of Guelph created a refreshed communications approach based on a new narrative that builds on our past success and reputation and captures the essence of our shared purpose. To meet the challenges we face on this planet, the status quo is no longer enough. There is no sole solution, no one technology, no single game changer. What's required instead is collaboration and solutions that mirror the complex ecosystem of sustainable living. From how we feed the world and preserve its nature, to how we live, interact, and thrive, we must continue to evolve. We must improve. The University of Guelph and everyone who studies here, explores here, teaches here, and works here is committed to that simple purpose: to improve life. We improve life by focusing on the whole person to shape better citizens of the world. We improve life by passionately engaging in our communities. We improve life through rigorous exploration in the natural sciences. We improve life by finding better ways to nourish all living creatures. We improve life by partnering in and teaching ethical, sustainable business practices. We improve life by teaching the arts and integrating culture into all fields of study. We improve life by engineering solutions that safely connect humankind to this planet and perhaps beyond. We improve life by nurturing positive and respectful social interaction on this campus and by openly celebrating our capacity to be inclusive. We improve life by attracting and supporting students, faculty, and staff who share the belief, the passion, and the will to do so. Starting this fall, we begin sharing our renewed purpose with the rest of the world. A renewed website and digital-first approach to communications. A renewed focus on national and international reputation building. A renewed commitment to working together across this university, sharing stories and achievements. To improve life is our shared challenge. What role will you play?
Well, let me first of all thank the folks that were involved in creating that video. As I've mentioned a few times, our ability to tell our story in this increasingly interconnected and complex world becomes ever so important. And this video, in many ways, exemplifies that very point. And so as we move forward, you'll hear and you'll see more and more of our story being told using different media venues and media modalities to get our story close, but extremely important. I remember actually during the strategic framework, where's Catherine Carstairs? I thought I saw her somewhere. Where's Catherine? There you are. I remember a conversation that we had, and Catherine was on the committee for this. She's wondering, where's he going with this? And everybody's listening to it. One of the things that we were talking about during the strategic renewal process is, I kind of made the point, can we be a little bit louder, right, about the amazing things that this university did? And really what I meant by that is to get our message out further. It wasn't so much about just being loud for say. And Catherine said, yeah, but we got to be careful with that because we are the University of Guelph, and there's something unique about the community. We're not necessarily boastful, and I get that. And I think one of the challenges, and it's always stayed with me, that conversation, because as we move forward, as we think about not just the quantity of our communications efforts, but the quality of them, what exactly is the message, is to think about the nuances in the way that Catherine, I think, importantly highlighted, to not lose sight of that core identity of who we are. But I think we can do it, and at the same time, be increasingly effective at getting the message out there, because I really do believe, and I said this in my installation speech, the world truly does need more of the University of Guelph, and it was one of the things that attracted me here. And on that note, I will say that that improving life relies upon people, and particularly the people who make up the campus, and so we're all really in this together in many ways. And speaking of community, a key purpose, of course, of today's event is to recognize the staff and faculty members who bring their very best selves to their work here every day. And now we get to the highlight of our annual community breakfast, which is presenting this year's President's Awards for Exemplary Staff Service. This really is a chance to recognize, again, to say a heartfelt thank you for the excellence and outstanding service, and to celebrate achievements together. So I'm going to ask all the nominees and nominators to stand and be recognized. Could I have the nominees and the nominators to stand and be recognized? Don't be shy. There we go. Terrific. If I could invite the awardees to proceed to the, it says here to the left side of the stage. Now, of course, the left side of the stage is all a question of perspective. So I'm guessing, Claire, it's your left side, so my right. If you could please proceed and make your way, these are the awardees, if you could please proceed to the left side of the stage. Make your way over there and we can, okay, good. They're already on the left side of the stage, good. I would like to, a quick note here, the selection committee is drawn from representatives across the university community, and that community is chaired by Don O'Leary. Where's Don? Where's Don? Oh, there you are, Don. Don, who's our Vice President of Finance, Administration, and Risk, and it also includes representatives from each of the Board of Governors, college deans, department chairs, staff, students, and administration. And I want to thank the committee members, and I'm going to read their names here. Kate Dewey, I see Kate over there, Frank Kane, Courtney Charette, Thomas Sasso, and Nancy Morrison. And I think many of these folks are here today, if not all of them. If you could join me in a round of recognition for their contributions. I have to tell you, being on these selection committees is, as you can imagine, always a kind of a bittersweet job. I've sat on many selection committees over the years, and inevitably there are just so many, obviously, very deserving people, and in many ways these awards are symbolic and representation of that broader category. So now it's time to recognize and acknowledge this year's awardees, and as I do, if you could please come forward to receive your award. But before I do that, I knew that there was something off here. There was one page that I was missing. And some of those faculty and staff who have been involved have been doing this for decades. And this, I do want to give a shout out to a number of groups here. This past spring, we presented the 25-year awards to staff and faculty. And I'd ask those community members for the 25-year awards, please stand to be recognized this morning. All right, there we go. Terrific. Fantastic. Also, we have, going back even a few more years, we also have staff celebrating 30, 35, 40, and 45 years of service who received certificates and pins of service. Yes, that's right, 30 to 45 years of service. If I could ask those folks to please stand or raise your hand to be recognized as well. Well done. Fantastic, thank you. And now anyone else, because you see we do things in multiples of 5s or 10s, and so there are folks in between there. Anyone else with more than 25 years of service, could you please stand or raise your hand to be recognized? There we go. Thank you all very much. So again, I knew that I had skipped over something, and this flying page at my feet was the answer. So thank you again very much. So let's get back to our program here. Time to recognize and acknowledge this year's awardees. And as I do, please come forward to receive your awards and recognitions. So the first is the Award of Excellence in Health and Safety. For fostering a culture of health and safety in the workplace, we recognize Dennis Watson. Dennis is the sergeant with the campus community police, a police officer on campus for 33 years. Dennis provides leadership, guidance, and support to staff, faculty, and students. He's been described as a big picture thinker, like that. He's known for his 5D leadership style. If you're wondering what that is, think of the Ds: decisive, dedicated, dependable, direct, and importantly, diplomatic. Well done. Terrific. Congratulations and all the very, very best to you. This is for you, Dennis. Thanks so much for all your contributions. Thank you. Oh, we're going to get a photo. Can't get away that easy. Our next award is the Excellence Exemplary Team Recognition Award. This award recognizes a team whose members work cohesively, demonstrate a shared commitment to providing exceptional service to the university, and use their combined expertise to produce high-quality results. And this year, we have so many terrific teams on campus, and this year we recognize the OVC Companion Animal Surgery Team. They are Pat Davis, Stacey Harkness, Leslie Reed, Melinda Hansen, and Stephanie Roberts. These OR technicians support clinicians by anticipating the needs of the surgeons and requirements for surgical procedures. And they provide exceptional care and service delivery to clients, to patients and students in OVC's Health Sciences Center. You know, one of my favorite points to think about in my own job is context, how important context is. And these folks provide a very, very important context support for the surgeons as well as the students and the other staff. So thank you all very, very much for your contribution. Melinda, Stacey, and Leslie. Terrific. Let's get a photo together here. Great. Terrific. Thank you. The third is the Hidden Hero Award. This award recognizes employees who support others and provide excellent service from, quote, behind the scenes. This year, we recognize two recipients. First of all, Paula Russell. Paula is an undergraduate teaching coordinator in the Department of Molecular and Cellular Biology. Paula oversees the laboratory component of upper year undergraduate biochemistry courses, delivers informal educational and career counseling, and matches students with prospective research labs in the department, and often leading those students into graduate degree programs and ultimately research careers. Our second awardee in this category is Rosemary Mazurka. Rosemary is a clerk on the work order desk in physical resources, whose work is absolutely integral to teaching, research, and quality of student life on campus. Rosemary responds to thousands of requests every year, including emergency calls for floods, power outages, elevator entrapments. I'm going to think about that one, unfortunately. And custodial needs. And she does this, unlike what I just did, all with calm and pleasant demeanor and sense of professionalism. So, Paula and Rosemary, please. Congratulations. And now the Innovation Leadership Recognition Award. This award honors innovative thinkers and creative implementers who motivate and inspire the people around them. This year's recipient is Ken Hogue. Ken is the, where's Ken? Yeah. Ken is the Director of Research Facilities Management and the Omafra University of Guelph Agreement in the Office of Research Strategic Partnerships. Ken leads the on-the-ground implementation and financial management of that extremely, extremely important partnership, the partnership that we have between OMAFRA and the University of Guelph, which is at the heart, in many ways, of Canada's food university, the University of Guelph, and I think it's one of the truly, truly unique government partnerships that we have here at the university. He brings leadership, he brings integrity and dedication to the job of managing the university's network of research stations, which many of you know, and if you don't, these research stations span across the province, and he also is very much involved in analyzing the partnership programs, finances, and processes. A very important job and an absolutely terrific job by Ken. Thank you very much, Ken. Service Excellence Recognition Award. This award honors frontline employees who inspire others to excel in client service. And today's recipient is Kim Garwood. Kim. Kim is Manager of Writing Services. As you can imagine, an absolutely essential unit of the Library Learning Commons, a compassionate, caring leader. Kim belongs to numerous departmental and campus-wide committees. She supervises and mentors staff and students, including undergraduate peer helpers. She develops learning curricula and provides writing instruction that improves students' confidence and professionalism. Congratulations, Kim. Great work, Kim. Thank you. And now the Spirit Award. This award recognizes employees who model the University of Guelph spirit and who support and promote the university. And we have two recipients this year. First off, let me mention Leslie Rye. Leslie is an instructor in the Department of Integrative Biology, has taught numerous courses, has served as undergraduate advisor for the biodiversity major, and has belonged to various departmental committees. Devoted to student life, Leslie has supported undergraduate student clubs and a field course in Algonquin Park, including ensuring accessibility for one field course student whose experience was featured during a University of Guelph accessibility conference. Terrific work, Leslie. Thank you. Please. And next we have Amit Khosla. Amit is called the go-to guy in OVC Information Technology Services. He's an analyst there who provides technical support to hundreds of faculty and staff members, as well as graduate students, and advises department chairs, clinic heads, and senior administrators in the college. Amit brings respect and professionalism to numerous tasks, including monitoring critical infrastructure, ensuring service quality, and coordinating IT solutions and services. Leslie, Amit, thank you very much. Fantastic work. Thank you. All right, so this ends the series of awardees. Actually, if we could all come together and give the awardees a collective round of applause and recognition. Well, we're coming now to the end of the event today. One more note before we all head back to work in the beginning of a new academic year. I mentioned this earlier that we launched the Wellness at Work initiative, a new program for faculty and staff. I also mentioned that it's intended to support a healthy workplace at the University of Guelph. The Committee of Cross-Campus Representatives has organized events and activities this year. October, for example, is a Healthy Workplace Month, And there's a number of things going on. One of those things is that the committee is organizing a survey for faculty and staff to be distributed that month. And I'm just encouraging everyone to take part in that survey because it's an important part of our broader efforts to enhance wellness at the University of Guelph and to have the data and the context to understand issues around wellness. And more information can be provided at the Wellness at Work website. So this concludes the President's Awards for Exemplary Service and formal program for today's event. I want to just take a moment here to thank all of the amazing staff who prepared this and this event. And I will say that whenever you do something, for the first time, as you can imagine, there's a lot more uncertainty, and so this was a bit of a test run. But they worked very hard on making this happen in relatively short order. And if you could join me in showing your appreciation. Thank you. Now, we continue to raise the bar for the University of Guelph. We have very important, exciting plans as an institution. And as today's awards demonstrate, very importantly, at the end of the day, and I've said this many times and I'll keep repeating it, it's all about our people. We could have the greatest plans, we could have wonderful documents. In the end, it's all about people for one simple reason. People bring those plans to life, and we have an amazing group of individuals that form our community and help to continue to move the University of Guelph upwards and onwards. It's a community known for its excellence and known as an inclusive community that welcomes and celebrates differences and diversity. So good luck to all of you with the new academic year. I look forward to this year's challenges as well as this year's accomplishments. And thank you for all you do in helping to make the University of Guelph the amazing and special place that it is. Thank you.